welcome back to another Connected Travel weekly wrap-up. Now, I'm going to start with the borders. Same as last week, New South Wales, South Australia are open to all states except for Victoria. Queensland, who is open to all states except Victoria and some residents of New South Wales. But good news, as of the 1st of November, all of New South Wales are going to be able to travel to Queensland. Victoria, same as last week, nothing's changed. We still can't leave more than 5 kilometres than our home. And regional Victoria, you have a little bit more flexibility. Today, Northern Territory, they're open to all states except for Victoria. But good news for those of you in regional Victoria, because as of the 2nd of November, you're going to be able to travel to Northern Territory. Western Australia, they still remain closed to all states. Some great news for Tassie. They're going to be opening their borders as of the 26th of October to all states, but Victoria. They're still discussing about New South Wales, so that should be confirmed later next week. More huge news this week is the 16th of October, New Zealanders are going to be able to travel to New South Wales, Northern Territory and ACT without having to quarantine. But they're going to have to quarantine when they get back home. There is no news yet as when us Aussies can travel to New Zealand. Last week I mentioned that Singapore are opening up their borders to us Aussies. Although we can't leave Australia yet, I want to point out that we are considered one of the safe countries. The reason why I'm pointing this out is because once Australia lets Australians out of the country again, we are going to have an array of choice of countries we can travel to. Even Japan is talking about opening their borders to Australia. The Prime Minister is also talking about scrapping a mandatory 14-day hotel quarantine, and for those safe countries will allow us to quarantine at home. So this is another step forward for us. In a world first, now there's heaps of world firsts in 2020, it's going to be mandatory for you cruisers to have a COVID-19 test before embarking on your cruise holiday. This is for all passengers and crew members on board any ship that holds more than 250 people. Continuing with the domestic cruising, Carnival have just released promotions called Your Backyard by Sea Sale. So you can lock in cruises for any time departing right up until the 30th of April 2023. And it's sailing to destinations like Early Beach, Moreton Island, Cairns, Port Douglas. Have you seen these ships? I would spend my day carving up on pizza and ice cream, which is available 24/7, making sure I've got enough energy to do a speed session up and down those slides, and I'd make sure the kids were in kids club because they'll just slow me down. I'm not like your ordinary adult. That's what excites me. If you want further details about carb loading or the cruise, message me and listen into this Australian stunner. Now, this island is the 3rd largest sand island in the world. To get there, it's easy. We'll fly you into Brisbane, you jump on a ferry, which will take 75 minutes to get across to the island. At the island, you've got activities like your water sports, your jet skiing, your whale watching, quad biking. There's even sand tobogganing. What I personally love about this island is the history and the wildlife. They've got old World War II bunkers there. Also, it's one of the only places that you can feed dolphins in their natural habitat. There was one particular dolphin called Eric, which ended up being a female, and the generations of dolphins since Eric, now known as Beauty, have kept returning each night to this jetty. The only way you can get access to the jetty is if you stay at Tangalooma Island Resort. What a fantastic holiday destination for us to be able to explore our own backyard. Anyway, wrapping up my weekly wrap up with a Friday Funny. A British wildlife park recently was donated 5 African parrots. This actually made headline news this week. The parrots started swearing at customers with a range of profanities. One of their favourite words began with F. The wildlife park haven't had any complaints, but they were worried because it's a family-friendly park. They had to remove these parrots from the public eye And they've since separated the 5 parrots, hoping that they'll learn better manners. That's all for this week. Please get in touch. We love hearing from you, and we're here to help you with anything travel related. I'll see you next week.